Hello there. So I just want to share the only books I own. I would like to read a lot of other books. However, I don't want to get books without finish reading the ones that I already have, right? I don't want to overconsume. Well, I don't want to overconsume. So these are the ones that I have. Most of these are secondhand or they were laying around the house, and I just decided I want to read them before I move on to buy another ones, right? Whether they are secondhand or new. So yes, the first one, well, these are all of the books that I have right now. There's some other random books laying around. However, they're not on of my interest. Actually, the first one that I read was a self-help book that was from my mom's or my sister's. I don't remember. Um, and that was the one that I started reading that I was like, okay, I can do this. I can actually read, right? Like I can actually do this as a hobby, which I've been wanting to do for a lot of time because I just needed to do something else aside from screens. So yes. Um, three of them are secondhand, which I bought from a Facebook store. It's an actual store here in my city, but it's easier for me to get them secondhand, whatever, well, delivered. So yes, these are the three ones that are thrifted or secondhand bought. All of them are Spanish. I want to read English books. However, I need to buy them, right? And the only secondhand books that I have here in my city, most of them are in Spanish. So yes, the first one that I haven't read is called Respuestas a tu ansiedad, which means the answers for your anxiety. It's by the author Gio Sarrari, and I haven't read it yet. I want to read it. I bought it in a moment where I was really anxious, as the name said, and I was like, oh, this is perfect for me. I still going to read it. However, I flipped through some pages and I thought it was going to be more like it has a lot of chapters. It looks more like a school book or something like that because it has a lot of let me try to find it. I'm in a kind of a hurry, but I just wanted to make a video in natural lighting because I'm always there in my dungeon. So and always speaking very low and then my throat hurts. So yes, I can, as you can see here and the topics thing, it has a lot of topics and the topics are more like like a school book would have, right? Like for example, what is OCD? How do I treat OCD? I have been diagnosed, well, a lot of things, right? Like what are the obsession? How do I treat phobias? How are obsessions born and whatnot. So yes, I'm going to read it, but I don't know when. Right now I'm craving more something like a novel because the book that I read after the self-help random book the first one that I read was this Frankenstein, and I really, really liked it. It's kind of heartbreaking and it makes you reflect a lot. And I have read a short story before, like years ago, maybe like 5 years ago, and or maybe more. I think more. Yes. Um, let me see what time is it. Okay, have some time. Yes, I had read the short story version, and when I saw this book on the secondhand store Facebook thing, I was like, okay, I remember that I liked it, so I'm going to get the full thing. And at first, when I got it, because it seems kind of thin, maybe thought this was not Cleo, my beautiful dog, is here laying on the floor beside me. Maybe she is like surprised that I'm on the floor. She is, and I'm sitting beside the treadmill because, as I said, yes, I wanted something with natural lighting. Um, so yes, I really like this, and I'm craving another novel and more. Well, and the next one is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Well, Frankenstein is obviously by Mary Shelley, Mary W. Shelley. And I'm also actually surprised that that the book is so, I mean, the novel is really old, however, it still holds up until this day. And it talks about a lot of topics about anxiety, about depression, about despair, and a lot of feelings that are really, really relatable. I guess maybe not feelings don't change regarding on the time, right? But it's very, like when I saw that it was from the 18 something like that. I don't remember. I don't know exactly how to say the years. Um, I was surprised, but yes, this is a classic, I guess. And I was not really interested in reading classics like Dorian Gray's Picture and all of those the classic books. And now when I read this, I was like, okay, I think I could read like the classic books. So yeah, the next one is The Alchemist. I read a little bit about it. I mean, like a little thing before buying it, and the story seemed interesting. And but however, my sister is reading it right now. I don't see any bookmark or anything, but yes, she's reading it right now, and she said that it's a little bit religious. And actually, another book that I have here from him, which this was borrowed. Actually, this is not mine. This is from a friend of my sister's. Um, from also Paulo Coelho, called Maktub. Um, um, I started reading this, and it also talks a lot about God. And it mentions God and the like religious terms. And I am not a religious person, so I mean I'm okay with mentioning some of it, but if I keep reading it because I read some pages, but if I keep reading it and I keep seeing like religious references, I might not keep reading it. It just throws me off a little bit. So maybe I won't. And the next one that I have here, this is Cien Años de Soledad, or 100 Years of Solitude, I think. That's how it's called in English, from Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And this is, I think, a classic as well. I don't know if in for American or English speaking countries, but I think for Latin America, this is a classic. Yes, yes, it's a classic. Yes. Um, and let's see. Okay, okay. Cleo, let me finish this. Yeah, this was actually a book that we had laying around in the house for many years, many years. And this was a book that my sister had to get in high school because they told her to read it for school. And after I read Frankenstein, I was like, okay, as I said, I can read classics. As you can see, it has been laying around for a while. Um, and yeah, I thought, okay, maybe I can read it before I get another like new books, because I would like to get all of um my books secondhand. However, on the secondhand stores that are in my city are very old, as you can see, like, or very updated. I don't know, like the ones that I got from the secondhand store in my city are very updated. And yeah, these are maybe some of the decent ones that I could get. um so yeah, I think these are all the books that I have right now. As I mentioned, I tried to read this, but it has a lot of mention of religious things, but I might give it another try. If not, I might read this. And what I saw that the Cien Años de Soledad, or 100 Years of Solitude book, is really heavy. So it's not like an easy read to start. And I want something a little more easy that I can get hooked onto fast, say. So yes, as view, these are all of the books there. And when I finish, or when I really try to read each of them, for example, if I don't like 100 Years of Solitude and I tried reading it like 5 times and I just don't, I cannot read it, I might get another books. So yes, those are all books that I have. Bye.